In the last video, we were able to authenticate a user and we are able to get basic information. In this video, we'll be creating a user profile and we will be validating the user email. Let's get started. I've told AI to add go to profile somewhere in this page. It generates this code, and pressing this button, it will automatically scan the page and add it somewhere relevant and tells me to approve. Let's see what it looks like. Nice. So from here I'll be going to the profile page which we'll be using for this project. It is currently empty, and in order to fill it with a content, I've already used ChatGPT with a prompt to create a profile with modern feel. I specify the columns and ChatGPT gave me this. This time around, Tewi CSS wins because I want a modern feel and it's with less boilerplate. I'm pasting this into my profile.html and going back to the page and clicking on profile would give us this basic information. Note that everything here is hard-coded because we've now retrieved the data from the backend, which is the authenticated user. What we need to do next is to introduce JavaScript to fetch the authenticated user, just as we did in dashboard.html. In order to save time, I've prepared this for us and we'll walk through the content together. For every place that I need to replace, I've added an ID. So these are the basic data. I still left it so that you can understand what is going on. I added ID everywhere I need to replace or every button I need to manipulate. And once we get to the JavaScript, I import Axios, then I get all the elements by ID and I instantiate my variables. The next thing I'm doing is using Axios to get the authenticated user and passing the bearer token. After doing this, what I have to do next is to update email UI. So it's a function and we are trying to just check if it's verified or not, and to fill my data, the full name, the last name, the gender, by setting it with a value from the user. After doing this, now we have a button to verify the email. The verify btn is right here within the code base, which is this, to send the email verification. And once the button is clicked, you can see we have an event listener. It sends a request to HiSend with the project ID, API key, and okay, this is the right one to check. API key and relevant information. And the relevant information we need in this case is the user email. You can check this out in the documentation section by going to user email verification, which will show you the parameters that you'll be needing, and it is a put request. Having done that in this particular request, all we have to do is send it to the backend, and once it is sent, we are showing a form to enter the keys. And once the button of entering the key is also clicked, we are trying to verify. Let's see if it will work. So now I'm done filling the form and I'm clicking on the register button. Registration successful, and it takes us to the login page. I'm deliberately entering the wrong password. Okay, just to double check. And now we've logged in successfully. Here we are on the dashboard, and let's head to the profile where we would have access to see all the changes. So now we have made this to be dynamic. It is fetching the user data and it is replacing the full name, the first name, the last name, the email, phone and gender with the user data. Next, we'll be testing the email verification feature. Clicking this button, we expect an email to be sent and we are expected to enter the generated code here. Let's check the email address. So we could see we have 2 new messages here, and if I click show, it shows me the latest one, which is 0 minutes ago. And I'm copying this code and I'm going to the dashboard where I'm going to enter the code. Let me make sure it's wrong as well, just for a double check. Invalid. So let's enter the correct code, and it tells us that this has been validated successfully. It's supposed to refresh the code. I would look into that later, but now let's do it manually. And it shows verified. If we refresh this 1,000,000 times, it's still going to show verified because it is powered by Innovate HiSend. Even if we go back to login and we log in with this particular user again, we are still going to get the same result because the data is coming from a database, and that makes it consistent. Next, we would be looking at creating a CRUD operation for a particular user. For this e-commerce app, we'll be creating addresses. We'll be creating addresses for the user to manage their delivery address. Stay tuned and thank you.